Good morning and welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 12th of April. So what we've got in store for today then? Well, starting off looking at the news events, I just thought I'd bring up Forex Factory on here. Not a lot coming out today really. We've got the Chinese trade balance, well that's due out at some point. It's not out at the moment. No particular time given for that. It's unlikely to have much effect at the moment. Side of that, we've got consumer sentiment at 3 p.m. really. Treasury currency report later on, post 3 o'clock. Again, no detail to that. Not a big mover, nor is really the consumer sentiment at the moment. So a quiet day on the numbers front. So let's have a look at the technicals. Actually, I'm going to come over to the euro dollar. Squeeze it all in the right place. There we go. And let's have a look at what we got here then. So yesterday we did get a sell-off in the end. It took most of the day to sell off. It bounced though off its some lower time frame moving averages. You can see it on the 8 moving averages on the dailies here. It's as far as it really got. It looked at one stage that it might have rolled further, but throughout the Asian session there, we've seen a bit of a rally. Not totally sure on what this is, what's drawn on this, but it's pushed back into the previous highs there. If anything, it's probably in the short term a bit overbought. So from what we're seeing here, well, not really any divergences on the, let's have a look on the MACD. May just have a bit of divergence, nothing at all, and nothing really on the RSI there either. So free to wander upwards, but will it? We'll see. So what it's done, it's probably taken out any orders that were sitting, or stops that were sitting above these highs here. The true test now is whether it can break and well, close back up and start moving. Some traders would be looking to buy into this area because naturally once it's broken, had a little pullback and then retested the prior highs, it's often a point to be buying at. So there will be buyers coming into this market. I'm not totally convinced with it, but it's got possibility. That's probably it really for the euro. Daily pivot's been hit, as I said. I'm not too sure what that 1 o'clock surge was for the euro dollar, but it happened. It's not really seen in the rest of these markets. It's a euro thing. So how about the pound dollar then? Well, Theresa May got her extension as she wanted, a longer extension on Brexit again. It's not massively longer, but enough maybe for her to retire. Anyway, or resign. From here, what with the pound then? It's certainly not seen the same sort of move as the euro. I did just quickly flick to see if there was anything that may have been affecting it, but I can't see the reason for that blip. And as I say, the pound certainly hasn't gone. Now the pound, if anything, I'm just looking at its current time frame. It looks like it's a bit on the bearish side, and it's already sort of put this price action in here. It's for me, it looks like it could be on towards yesterday's lows in the S1, but we see post 7 o'clock, post 8 o'clock, so many things change at times, and you just see it sort of shuffle back upwards. But my preference may be to be selling, as I say, back to the lows in the S1 there, and those prior lows from earlier part of the week. Possible targets around about the 130.35 area. So we'll see how that shapes up this morning. So that's what I'm sort of really focusing for the pound. Let's have a look at dollar yen now. Oops, if you can. There we go, dollar yen. Let's have a look at this now. The dollar yen has, like the pound, it's been a bit more negative and can stay that way. I did notice that Fed Powell, the chair of the FOMC, suggested or just reiterated that he thinks rates are in the right place at the moment, but I can't see that, and that was at 2 o'clock, not 1, so I'm not really so sure why some of these markets moved when they did, or particularly the euro. Anyway, moving on, dollar yen then, yesterday, solid up day, and we're really just seeing a bit of a follow through this morning. It's just bit of divergence for this follow through, like almost a double divergence. Well, I say almost, there is a double divergence for this movement here, so there is a possibility if it starts breaking down this trend and we see any sort of strength coming through these markets, the euro pushes up and maybe the pound pushing up, we could see this roll over back towards its daily pivot there, around about 111.40 something, 44 maybe, 42. So that sort of area may be a tester, but it does need to start breaking down, and just be wary of that 60-minute 21. This so often provides a decent bit of support or resistance. You should see it here. It became resistance points. You just think it's going to push up a little bit further, and it just gets into towards that 21, and that's it. But we'll see. So that would be well, possibly a partial target, but it's only about 23 pips even from where it is there into it, maybe 33, 43 max on this. But there you go, that's dollar yen. So have a look at the Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar gave back its gains from the previous day yesterday, and well, it's not the most convincing market sell. However, it's still got a slightly higher low, higher high sort of pattern coming through there, although not the clearest. I did wonder if it'd push up yesterday towards that 200 at one stage, but the answer is not yet. Now you can see there would be a trend line across the lows here. There's also potential for that to, if that breaks, it maybe a break of that 60-minute 200, we could see us down towards the S1 and maybe some more. Again, this market, it rolled and then it rolled even further. Come midday, just into 1 o'clock time, it just pushed over a little bit further. The earlier point of the day when I was doing the update yesterday, it did look like it might have gained a bit of traction, come off the daily pivot maybe, and then pushed up, but just didn't have that. So if you had that in mind, you wouldn't have been in the trade, just by keeping to a trend line effectively. Just never broke that trend line. So in what's in store today, well, I'd be a lot more bearish if it broke that 200, because then you're starting breaking, and it would be, for me, it would look like we may have a bit more downside on that Aussie dollar. Now we have got the minutes out, I think it's next week, so of the recent meeting, which could potentially move the markets a bit there. A Canadian dollar then, that shoved up yesterday. The oil price is softening a little bit, and the talk of some OPEC producers pumping out a bit more oil probably wasn't what the Canadian dollar wanted, but for now it's still in this sort of high lows, high high sort of thing. It's had a bit of a pullback, but maybe then it'll continue pushing up. It's always a iffy one, particularly trying to trade it at this time of the morning. It looks perfect sometimes for a decent trade, and off it does completely the opposite. It sort of would trigger you in and then spit it out. So really anything above this trend line here would be a bit more bullish on. I mean, you could be looking to buy into places now, into yesterday's highs. The R1 is certainly a possibility, but that trend line may just save you getting into a lot of trouble, or it may be an add-in if you're pushing up that way. But to the downside, if it starts rolling a little bit further, just watch for the 34, really, just breaking that 34 moving average just below these lows here. May see it rolling back down towards the S1 sort of area, maybe a bit more. That's pretty much it. So I wish you a great day. As I say, not a lot of news today. It may be a quiet one. A lot of traders may be on holiday with I mean, the holiday. Most schools in the UK are broken up for sure, leading into the Easter week. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a bit of a quietening anyway. Have a great one. Bye for now.